let's take a look at today's flight.
To mitigate the fireball created by the hydrogen-burning Delta IV Heavy rocket, the staggered engine start sequence begins with ignition of the launch table HPOs, burning off the excess hydrogen injected into the flame duct. Next, the starboard Delta IV ROFE lights, igniting its RS-68A engine. Then, the center and port RS-68A engines ignite to generate more than 2.1 million pounds of total thrust to lift the 1.6 million pound triple-core rocket off the pad. Shortly after liftoff, Delta begins a pitchover to attain the proper flight path, while minimizing the pressure the vehicle experiences during flight. 81 seconds into flight, the Delta IV reaches Mach 1, the speed of sound. With propellant depleted in the port and starboard boosters, the engines shut down, and the boosters are jettisoned to shed their weight. The remaining booster engine then throttles to full power to maximize performance against gravity losses. Once propellant levels deplete in the center booster, the engine shuts down. The Delta IV separation system then activates to release the first stage. The vehicle now weighs approximately 7% of what it did at liftoff. Then, the Delta Cryogenic Second Stage, or DCSS, main engine ignites. During ascent, NROL-91 is protected inside a 5-meter diameter payload fairing. After traveling through the densest part of Earth's atmosphere, the payload fairing is jettisoned. The Delta IV Cryogenic Second Stage will carry the payload to its final orbital destination, where it will begin its national security mission.
L minus 44. L minus 44. L minus 44.
With today's launch, it's the end of an era here at Vandenberg Space Force Base. Today's mission is the final West Coast launch of the Delta Heavy rocket. Future ULA missions launching from the West Coast will launch on our new Vulcan rocket, set to make its debut next year. Let's take this time to look back at all the spectacular cliffside launches we experienced from Space Launch Complex 6 here at Vandenberg Space Force Base, California. Vandenberg Space Force.
On the rocket, we see mission artwork provided by the NRO. The rocket also includes dedications to teammates who are no longer with us.
The NROL 91 mission logo was designed to pay tribute to warfighters, and in particular, the heroism of those that fought World War II, represented by the face of General Anthony McAuliffe. Behind General McAuliffe, we see tanks crossing the Bailey Bridge, symbolizing the ability to overcome and adapt at a moment's notice in the presence of adversity. In the background, a bird of prey represents the strength, endurance, and protective nature inherent in our American warfighters. Along the bottom edge, we read, "Dedicated to the great task remaining," derived from President Lincoln's Gettysburg Address. This mission is dedicated to protecting our...
Hello everyone, welcome to today's live stream. There was a bit of a hiccup with the start of this stream. I actually started a bit too early. I didn't even notice I'd started it. So yeah, that's all good. We are good. We see we've got a few viewers already. That's good to see. Yeah, this is the last ever launch of the Delta Heavy at Vandenberg on the west coast. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. There's like 2 more launches I think left, and that'll be from Kennedy Space Force Center. So yeah, it's pretty mad. I see they've already got in the poll. So okay, so 2 people are saying it will go boom. Well, we hope it doesn't go boom, because you know we kind of like this thing. So yeah, it's going to be pretty good. I think they got a new T0 now, so it's been pushed back to 23 minutes past the hour. So yeah, we got just over 30 minutes or so. But yeah, so I will put the audio back on. Oh, they've just stopped talking, funny enough. But yeah, one quick thing, you might, if anyone's watched Moonfall, you might recognise this area. So this is where the space shuttle was going to fly from. I don't know if it ever did fly from here, but there's a picture of the space shuttle all mocked up here. Let's see if I can find it. Let me lock that over to the other screen. As soon as I press put space, it goes to SpaceX on my thing. Let's chuck their audio back on. There we go, that should be enough. So,
With this launch, we are also remembering NRO teammates. Let's listen in to Mission Director Colonel Chad Davis.
Right, here we go. Let's see if I can find it. I think Lego did a really cool mock-up of this. A little. Oh wow, that looks so cool. Right, can I get it? Here we go. Right, here we go. So this is basically where they are right now. So this part here is that part right there, and then that part is basically where this camera is mounted. So yeah, it's super cool era. And like if you've watched Moonfall, I think it's on Prime, I think Amazon Prime or Netflix. It's on one of them. And yeah, they actually without spoiling it if you haven't seen it, basically they go to launch a modified space shuttle from there, which is super cool. Yeah, no, I have to say a lot of the space movies at the moment seem to be using some really cool parts of like rocket launches and stuff like that. You've got Don't Look Up, which uses like the space shuttle taking off from Kennedy, and then it had loads of like Atlas 4s in the background, stuff like that. All CGI posted in and stuff like that. But yeah, it's I'd say space movies, and like we've got Dark coming up, the final bit of that in a week, or is it? No, actually, when is it? 20.
L minus 33 minutes. No.
33 minutes. Cool.
MDLC, net one.
So yeah, it's coming up soon, where
Yep.
we'll see.
MD, I'll turn net one over
basically-
to you for your dedication.
We turn these guys down.
Today's launch is dedicated to the memory of
Oh.
several NRO teammates.
Oh, actually, let's
William
listen to this.
Preston Kahn devoted his 48-year career in NRO's Office of Space Launch, enhancing our national security launch mission. Godspeed, Bill. Larry Loveland
Aw.
was a kind soul, friend to many, devoted husband, and proud father. For 29 years, Larry provided dedicated support to the NRO and was an expert in translating mission-critical launch requirements. Loved and missed by all who knew him, Larry is forever in our hearts.
Oh,
Dan
that's really
McCaley's
good.
33-year NRO career included tours in multiple directorates where he provided dedicated mission support to the warfighter. Men and women across our nation who were deployed in harm's way returned home safely to their loved ones, thanks to the intelligence delivered by the satellites that Dan kept in mission.
Wow.
For 35 years, Perry Fath went the extra mile to deliver premier mission payload capabilities,
Oh,
providing
God, the
vital
extra mile.
strategic intelligence to the White House and tactical intelligence to deployed warfighters.
Wow.
Perry was a brilliant engineer, laser-focused program manager, and director who believed in a one-team partnership. Though gravely ill, he passionately and selflessly strove to fulfill his lifelong mantra, never compromise the mission.
That is very
MDL.
cool.
Thank you, MD.
That's quite good actually that they did that. Like, I know America love to do their they like to give to their armed forces and all that sort of stuff. Like when you go to SeaWorld, they always get the people, anyone that's served in any army, to stand up and they clap and stuff like that. It's really cool. I think it is like us in the UK. We the monarchy and all that. We do all this, and it's really nice that America do that sort of thing. But yeah, that's quite good that they've actually stuck the writing on the fairing, which it's a huge fairing, really is. It's 5 meters in diameter, and I think it was 16 feet tall, if I remember rightly. But yeah, going back to the where the space shuttle used to be, that's it. That looks so cool.
This is Delta Mission Control. Activities are on track to support a new launch time of 3:25:30 p.m.
25, okay.
Pacific.
325.
Yeah, I have three items that we discussed much earlier that I would like to close with outbriefs to you.
Roger. LD, net one.
LD on one.
MD, net one.
MD.
Proceed, AC.
Okay, first was we had 2 RLM exceedance as noted. This was tied to a temperature change in the core engine inlet, and this was attributed to a helium bubble that was passed through the system. We have evaluated that, both the Denver team and R68. We have no concerns with that
that's
bubble
good.
being there, and it's been passed, and we recommend proceeding on that one.
Oh, you don't want to pass a helium bubble. That's good.
LC concurs. LD.
LD concurs.
MD.
MD concurs.
Okay, second one was the fill and drain valves on the core and starboard. We had issues with getting them to cycle. We did some discussion on that, and the plan is with the cycles that we did perform at that time, we were confident proceeding with the rest of the count. We will do a standard cycle of them at the new, what would be L minus 25 minute mark. And assuming that is successful, we will recommend proceeding.
Cool.
We are recommending proceeding based on that.
Nice.
LC concurs, LD.
LD concurs.
MD.
MD concurs.
Okay, and the last one was also a couple of RLM items. This was tied to the turbine supply valve pressure setting. This was also determined to be a issue with where we were in the countdown versus where RLM was monitoring.
Go ahead,
condition there
Knockman.
So a condition that was not expected but completely understood. We will recommend proceeding on that one. It was only due to a delay in the count for today.
LC concurs, LD.
LD concurs.
And MD.
MD concurs.
And RLM, LC, that one.
Harlem, go ahead.
I just want to verify with you the engine and inlet OTCs, they've all been cleared.
Negative. Was getting ready to do that, and then I received
Oh, okay.
the second set of OTCs, 863 and 866.
Okay.
So it interrupted me from clearing them.
Right. Go ahead and clear those, and then after the L25, we'll be able to clear the other two.
Roger.
Cool. Right. So I'm gonna quickly turn their audio down. So I just wanted to say that picture I found of the space shuttle on that at this launch site, I actually didn't know they basically planned to launch the space shuttle from here, hence why the site was created, but they never actually launched a space shuttle from Vandenberg, so it looks like there's no answer to it. A few things. Vandenberg began the prep for space shuttle. Oh, okay. So it's basically like it was going to be like a test center, but they're now talking about the first launch from this place.
The Thor
So I'll put them
Intermediate
in-
Range
back on.
Ballistic Missile. Named after the Norse god of thunder, Thor was created in response to
Thor.
a growing fear that the Soviet Union would beat the U.S. in the deployment of a long-range ballistic missile. The goal was to design a system that could deliver a nuclear warhead to a target 2,300 miles away, the distance between the United Kingdom and Moscow.
Jeez.
On January 25th, 1957, the first Thor lifted off from the newly constructed Space Launch Complex 17 at Cape Canaveral.
Oh wow.
Following a series of early
Huh.
failures, the Thor team celebrated their first success on September 20th, 1957. In all, 59 Thor IRBMs were launched, with the last flight occurring in 1975. Thor began the transition from missile to space launch vehicle in 1958. On October 11th, 1958, America's newly formed space agency marked its inaugural launch when Thor Able boosted NASA's Pioneer 1 on a mission to the moon, and NASA's long partnership with Thor was born. NASA and the Douglas Aircraft Company began development of the fourth and longest-lasting Thor configuration in April 1959. Using a Thor first stage and a Vanguard second and third stage, Delta I lifted off on May 13, 1960 from Cape Canaveral Space Launch Complex 17. Though its first launch was not successful, the Delta team quickly pinpointed the failure. 3 months later, delivered NASA's Echo 1 communication satellite to orbit. Following Echo 1, the Delta team racked up an impressive 22 successful launches. Led by Bill Schindler, the Delta rocket earned its industry workhorse moniker for rapidly establishing itself as one of the most reliable and versatile launchers. During the 1960s, Delta launch vehicles paved the way for the burgeoning communications industry, launched America's first weather satellites,
Ellie.
sent probes
Nice
to
to see
explore
ya.
our universe. AT&T's Telstar 1, the first commercial communication satellite, launched in 1962, and in 1963, SYNCOM 2 became the
So
world's
do I have the
first
text to speech on?
geosynchronous satellite. TIROS, or Television Infrared Observation Satellites, provided the National Weather Service with humans' first view
Okay,
of
I
the
have the
Earth's
text to
cloud
speech
cover.
on, but I didn't hear
In
it.
orbit around the Earth, Moon, and Sun, NASA's Explorer satellites provided us with a deeper
Nice to see you
understanding
here,
of the solar wind, cosmic
Ali.
rays, as well as Earth's magnetic field
I'm very
and
tired.
radiation
I've just
belts.
done a
By the
12-hour
end of the
shift
decade,
at work,
launch
so
vehicle modifications,
very
including
tired.
the addition of solid rocket motors and an upgraded third stage, made it possible for Delta to orbit satellites 10 times larger. The 1970s was an international decade for Delta, as the manifest included scientific and communication satellites for
man.
several countries across North America, Europe, and Asia.
Yeah,
Perhaps the
I'm
most
fueling
exciting
this
challenge
live stream with a can of
was the
Monster.
launch of the Earth Imaging Earth
Yeah,
Resources
I don't really drink
Technology
these
Center,
much, but
later known
need
as
it today.
Landsat. The mission for the Earth Sciences community required major changes to the Delta
I've been up
propulsion and guidance systems. During the 1980s,
for,
Delta
19
continued
hours
its
so
reliable
far, so
service to the communications
very,
and
very
Earth
tired.
imaging communities. As capable as the Delta rocket proved to be, production came to a halt in the early 80s when national space policy dictated that the space shuttle be used as the U.S.'s primary launcher, signaling the end of the expendable launch vehicle. But in 1987,
And now they've gone
the
back
Delta
to
team
expendable
picked up where they
vehicles.
left off, and development began on a launch vehicle to support the Air Force's global positioning system. On February 14, 1989, Delta 184 began a new chapter in space launch history
Damn.
as it lifted off from Space Launch Complex 17, demonstrating an incredible feat.
Oh, look at
Delta
that.
2 had gone from development to launch in just
Delta
2
2, which one did I see at
accommodate the
Florida? I
larger
think I saw a
GPS
Delta
satellites,
4.
Engineers improved the Delta rocket in several ways. The fuel tanks were stretched, a new payload fairing was developed, and larger solid rocket motors were incorporated. The
Damn, look at that.
resulted in increased performance and flexibility.
That is a big ass rocket. Yeah, I don't really
By
know
the
much about
mid-1990s,
the
Delta
Vandenberg
II
site.
delivered the fully operational 24-satellite GPS constellation. And though it was developed for the Air Force, Delta again became a reliable partner to both NASA and its commercial customers.
That looks so sick with the boosters
Over
all
the
separated.
course of its more than 20-year run, the Delta II has launched some of America's best-known scientific and exploration missions.
Look how the motors are like pointed outwards at an angle.
Liftoff of the Delta II rocket carrying the Spirit from Earth to planet Mars.
Liftoff of the Delta II with Grail.
Look at that. Look how fast it goes as well. Like a Falcon 9 looks
Commercial
really
side,
slow as it
Delta
takes
II
off.
launched the Global Star and Iridium constellations, which brought satellite telephone communication to the world. Continuing its evolution to meet the growing demands of its satellite customers, the Delta team developed the more powerful
Look at them
Delta
computers,
III,
man.
though short-lived. Delta 3 doubled the performance of the Delta II.
Ignition and liftoff of the Boeing.
Oh, so we got another vote. So three people were saying it's gonna go boom. I hope it doesn't. Well, I kind of do in a way.
partnership with the Air Force's evolved Expendable Launch Vehicle program, the Delta team began development of the next generation Delta rocket in the mid-1990s.
Oh wow, it's blue. Was that blue fairing?
All
Oh,
Delta
wow.
4 configurations begin with the Common Booster Core, powered by the RS-68A main engine.
R68.
The Delta 4
that's-
Heavy, with
yeah.
its 3 Common Booster Cores, deliver our nation's largest missions to orbit.
It looks so cool.
Launch Alliance Delta 4 Heavy rocket carrying the NROL-32 mission for the National Reconnaissance Office.
Delta 4 launch vehicles are produced at a 1.5 million square foot state-of-the-art facility in Decatur, Alabama. Processing and
Alabama.
launch takes place at Space Launch Complex 37 at Cape
Yeah.
Canaveral Air Force Station and Space Launch Complex
37,
6
so
at
that's
Vandenberg Air Force Base in California.
36 is further down on the Cape Canaveral.
From its early beginnings as a weapon and deterrent, through its transformation into a space launch vehicle, Delta has reliably supported our nation for
That's
more
the
than
space
60
shuttle.
years.
That was the
Delta's
space
legacy
shuttle,
as a
that wasn't
workhorse continues
Atlas.
today, and is a testament to the persistence, dedication, and commitment of an enterprising
Delta.
team that has continually evolved the Delta rocket to support a changing world.
Yeah, because they say that if you saw the fire there, it literally sets itself on fire.
One, and
Because they run the main engine
liftoff
first,
of the
and then the
United Launch
boosters
Alliance Delta 4 Heavy
take
rocket.
off. Oh, it's mad. So what we're coming up to T minus 15, I think now. It's time 7. Okay,
ULA's
we're about
Vulcan rocket is
T
nearing
minus
its inaugural
17,
launch.
18, something
Here
like
is
that.
an update.
Oh, here we go.
Vulcan Centaur production begins with aluminum sheets. Expertly
I was going to say that look like foam sheets.
2/3 of the weight, resulting in the structurally strong yet lightweight orthogrid panels that form Vulcan's propellant tanks.
I want a CNC
Panels are then
machine like that.
compressed to form the curves required to complete
Wow.
the tanks. At the same time, rings, adapters, and other structural components are precision milled.
That's
Next,
mad.
the aluminum domes, panels, and other structures that form Vulcan's propellant tanks are first cleaned and etched to a smooth,
See,
even
it's a
surface,
very
then
different
painted to
manufacturing
harden and prevent
method to,
corrosion.
like, let's say Starship.
Following an
Starship
ultrasonic
is just a
inspection,
bunch of panels,
5 completed
you know,
panels for the
welded
liquefied
together.
natural gas, or LNG tank, are assembled and joined together using friction stir welding. Unlike
Which is,
traditional welding,
that's the same
where filler
way.
material is used to join components. Friction stir
Yeah.
welding uses a head to stir the metal of the two panels together as it moves down the seam.
That's what
The resulting
Starship
joint
is
stronger
made
and
as.
produces a
Yeah.
lighter weight, higher performing tank. The process is repeated to create the liquid oxygen, or LOX tank, followed by attaching domes to complete the tanks. Circumferential friction stir welding is then used to join the two propellant tanks that comprise the Vulcan booster.
Yeah, it's
As
actually
production
very similar
continues
to
on the
how
booster stage,
SpaceX
stretch-forming
made that.
Gore panels for the Centaur's second stage propellant tanks is underway. The stainless steel Gore panels are welded together to create the propellant tank domes. The Gore welder is one of several highly specialized welding stations in the Centaur production process.
Wow.
Just down the aisle, Centaur 5's massive intermediate bulkhead is mated to its ultra-thin tank.
It's so
Once
mad
all
because this
propellant
is
tanks are
basically
welded, they're mated together
what Star
to create
Factory is
the
going to be
Centaur
like
5's second
inside.
stage.
Like, it's going to be this, like,
Once the propellant
almost,
tanks are joined, the 5.4 meter
like
booster
car
is sprayed with foam
line.
insulation before moving to final assembly.
See, this is what
Twin
they don't
VE4
do.
engines are hot
Oh,
fired
look at that Mark
and then mated
Diamond.
to Vulcan's thrust structure.
Damn.
Production complete. The booster makes its way onto ULA's rocket ship for its journey to the launch site.
Oh, man.
Meanwhile, at Cape Canaveral's Space Launch Complex 41, the water suppression system has been
Look at
upgraded and
that.
tested, along with other modifications, including new, larger fuel storage tanks.
You'd hate to be standing
In the
under that
Vertical
when it
Integration
goes off.
System, or VIF, platforms have been modified to accommodate the larger Vulcan rocket. Following the 8-day journey to Cape Canaveral, the booster is offloaded and transported to the VIF, where it is lifted onto the newly constructed Vulcan Launch Platform, or VLP. The first Vulcan booster then travels a third of a mile to the pad for testing, followed by 2.7 miles to the Space Flight Processing Operations Center, or SPOC, for additional testing.
That is cool.
This launch site testing culminates with another trip to the pad, where the LOX and LNG tanks will be filled and chilled to flight levels and temperatures.
Nice. Come on. So we're, what, 15 minutes away now? Oh, actually, 14 minutes roughly away. Oh,
LC LOX 2.
LOX 2.
At this time, second stage LOX is ready for terminal count.
Roger.
that's
OS, LC.
good. That's what we like to hear.
Go, LC.
First step 1170 OM, perform vulnerable data transfer to backup CCLS.
Roger.
National Reconnaissance Orbiter. The Delta Heavy rocket carrying... Oh, okay, that's just telling you that. Oh, it's mad. I'm so tired.
Last month, ULA successfully launched SBIRS Geo-6 for the Space Force.
That's
Let's
it,
take a look at
Geo-6.
the highlights from that mission.
This is the last time I did
Flight control, perform
their
launch
rocket
on-time
launch.
verification. OSM, place SRB ignition SNA switch in the enabled position.
SRB ignition enabled.
Red line
Look at
monitor,
that, that's
red
quite
line
cool
monitor,
actually, the
investigate
different
correct
doors.
configuration for terminal count. RC, verify solar radiation acceptable for launch.
Verified.
Yeah, this. I remember seeing this. It was like such a weird style rocket. Very, very weird style rocket.
Vent valves locked. Rock report range status.
Range green.
Status
Range
check.
green.
Go Atlas. Go Centaur.
Go
Oh,
Centaur.
3, 2, 1.
super
We have
cool.
ignition and liftoff of the United Launch Alliance Atlas V rocket carrying Sivers GO6 for the United States Space
Yeah, I
Force.
remember this was quite a. They had a few scrubs the day before for this one. Hopefully, we'll still do the Starlink rocket tonight because there is a hurricane on its way to Florida. So I hope they do get to launch that tonight because it would scrub and it's meant to hit any day. So, oh look at that! That was gorgeous. Wow.
And with good indication of payload bearing jet.
Yeah, it was. I remember that freaking me out. It's a hydrogen engine, so you don't actually see a flame as it burns. Oh, this is
L minus 12 minutes.
12 minutes. Here we go.
MEQ, Elsie.
We're getting there slowly.
Initiate retract data logger just prior to the L7 pole.
Roger.
Bloody hell. Right, actually, while I'm waiting, I've got to make a second live stream tonight for
LC has gas.
reuse settings.
Go ahead, guys.
Per step 1180, would you like me to switch to the launch table scan pattern?
Affirmative.
What time is it tonight? 12:15. Oh, 12:15 in the morning. Jeez. Sunday. I'm gonna be going to bed really late tonight. And I'm drinking this as well. I'm drinking a Monster. And it's just gonna keep me up all night. I know it. There we go. 12:15. Done. Alright, come on. Why is it connecting to? Okay, there we go. Cool. Just making sure that everything's working fine. Because for some reason,
LC on 1 AC.
Go AC.
Okay, we did troubleshoot the fill and drain valve.
Oh, here we go.
We cycled them 10 times. We're in good condition. We recommend proceeding.
LC concur.
Yes, that's good. That's what we like to hear.
All communications switch to channel 1. All personnel and visitors remain in present position until launch. Maintain operational silence in the LCC. L minus 10 minutes.
Hey.
RC, verify solar radiation limits acceptable for launch.
Verified.
Terminal count
Nice.
briefing. If a condition exceeds a launch constraint any time after the terminal count status check, the observer shall announce hold on channel 1, identify their station, and briefly state the reason for the hold.
Nice, that's good, that's good, that's what we like to see.
OS. Flight control, perform launch on time verification.
Roger.
OSM, verify the whole fire switch is in the proceed position.
Ready to proceed.
RLM, verify the red line monitor and vent table are in the correct configuration for terminal count.
Verified.
That's good, I'm liking that.
L minus 9 minutes.
Come on, baby. Look how beautiful the sky is over there.
Roger.
What's that over there? Is that
LC.
just behind? Is that a
Following
bird
liftoff,
or?
viewers watching from Southern California may be able to see the Delta IV Heavy in flight. To get a closer look at this visibility map, check out
Yeah, Los
@ULALaunch.com on
Angeles.
Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
That is very cool. So if you're in Los Angeles right now, get ready to look out the out west, and you'll be able to see it. That's pretty mad. When I go to Florida, I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna pay for a taxi or something. You know, if I go with my dad, we'll see if we can rent out a car or something. Go over to Kennedy Space Center. I want to see
L-8 minutes.
a rocket take off in person. I want to do a proper live stream, everything. I really want to see a rocket go off. I've seen them from, I think we were 4 miles away when I was like 11.
This is Delta
11?
Mission Control at T-minus 4
No,
minutes
it'd have
and
been.
holding. We remain in the planned hold as launch preparations continue. In a few moments, launch conductor Scott Barney will poll the launch team for the final go to pick the count.
Scott Barney.
27 engineers and managers are polled for system status and readiness to proceed.
Damn.
This is the final status check before launch for all Delta vehicle systems, ground systems, the spacecraft, and the U.S. Space Force Western Range.
Very cool.
The vehicle system readiness poll includes electrical systems, hydraulics, pneumatics, propulsion systems, flight control, and propellants. Let's listen in as Scott Barney performs the final polling of the launch team.
Yeah, so basically.
Status check to
Oh,
proceed
there
with
we go.
terminal count. First stage systems, propulsion.
Go.
Go.
Hydraulics.
Go.
Locks.
Go.
LH2.
Go.
Second stage systems, locks.
Go.
LH2.
Go.
Electrical systems, airborne.
Go.
Ground.
Go.
Facility.
Go.
RFFTS.
Go.
Flight control.
Go.
COM.
Go.
GCQ.
Go.
Operation support.
Go.
Pneumatics.
Go.
Umbilicals.
Go.
HAZGAS.
Go.
ECS.
Go.
Redline monitor.
Go.
Quality.
Go.
Ops safety manager.
Go.
ULA safety officer.
Go.
Vehicle system engineer.
Go.
Anomaly chief.
Go.
Range
Anomaly.
coordinator.
Clear to proceed.
Launch director.
Launch vehicle is ready to launch.
Mission director.
You have permission to launch.
Hey.
Proceeding with the count. ALC verified T0 is set for 22:25:30 Zulu.
Verified.
Nice.
L-minus 6 minutes.
6
Establishment on lock
minutes.
pins full.
Active.
Very nice. I love that. I love the
Polling is
tick off.
complete. The ULA launch team and the NRO mission director are go for launch. From T-minus 4 minutes until launch, you will be hearing Scott Barney guiding the team through the final steps in the countdown procedure. Several critical activities occur in the final minutes before launch, including verifying fuel tank levels and pressures in the port, center, and starboard boosters, and the DCSS, as well as arming the flight termination system. At T-minus 15 seconds, the launch table HBOs are ignited at the base of the vehicle to burn off excess hydrogen. At T-minus 7 seconds, the starboard CBC engine is ignited. At T-minus 5 seconds, the port and center CBC engines are ignited. Then, after seeing the Delta IV Heavy lift off, you'll begin hearing flight commentator Rob Kesselman providing launch vehicle ascent data.
Oh, we have another vote on the... So 4 of you have said that it's going to blow up. I doubt it. I mean, you know, there is always a chance that these things could blow up, you know. But no, it's we're almost there. Oh, literally, like they pushed it back. What? 50 minutes. 50 minutes? 50? No. What was it? Okay, they pushed it back half an hour, basically. So it's not been too bad. Yeah, but this, I can't wait to see this take
Delta
off.
Mission Control.
Oh, why is she... Oh, here we go. We're out of the hold. Brilliant. We are T-minus 3 minutes and 50 seconds mark.
The countdown clock has resumed, and we are go for launch at
Yes.
3:25 and 30 seconds Pacific. With liftoff
Nice.
approaching, we're going to raise the volume on our launch team so you can hear the final preps taking place.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh, yeah, okay, that is working. I thought my microphone wasn't working for a sec, but it's the audio that obviously they're not talking. And this should be pretty sick. I do love the Delta Heavy. When it takes off, it's just surrounded by its own flames. It's just to burn off the hydrogen.
307.
Oh. Right, I'm going to set up properly for this. Oh, I was actually watching I think it was a short circuit from Linus Media Group, talking about chairs and how people set up like
249.
proper chairs.
FPS internal.
There's two sort of people. There's people that don't set it up and just leave it and do whatever feels comfortable, and then there's people that actually set it up, but they set it up wrong. And I feel like I'm a mix between them because I sort of set it up,
CBC
but I think
lock,
I've got it
flight
right.
pressure,
So,
flight level.
oh, here we go. Yeah, literally, you're gonna see the bottom of that rocket just like covered in flames. It's gonna be so sick. Here we go. Oh, man. 5 of you now think it's gonna go boom.
Two at flight pressure and flight level. 2
God,
minutes.
it's not a blue.
159.
It's not a Blue Origin.
Hydraulic pressure at 4,000.
155.
Launch sequencer start.
Are they literally just gonna keep counting down? I'm guessing that's like milestone based. So like a certain
140.
thing should be done by that time.
STS launch enabled.
137.
STS, that's good. Flight termination system. Right, I've got my.
T-minus 90 seconds. The launch vehicle, payload, ground systems, and western range are
This
go
is
for launch.
sick. Here we go.
120.
We are ready to go.
STS count started.
Yep, I got my replay turned on. Cool, right. Do you know, some of these cameras, they don't look very nice.
1 minute.
But you got to remember they're
Starbucks, go.
1 minute.
Rock, report, range
yes, I
status.
know, we know that. They're engineering cameras, so they're not like
Roger.
just for live streams.
50.
Alright, here we go. I'm going to go quiet now. I'm going to turn off the text to speech.
Second stage LH2 secure at flight level.
Nice, here
30.
we go.
Status check.
Go Delta.
Go NROL 91.
Oh, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Come on. Give us some nice flamage.
14.5. Trophy ignition. 10.
Just restart.
T-minus 10, 9, 8,
7,
6,
5.
5.
Look at the
4,
flames.
ignition,
It's
2,
so mad.
1, and liftoff of the last
See,
West
look,
Coast
it's already
United Launch
burned.
Alliance Delta IV Heavy rocket carrying NROL
It's-
91 for the National Reconnaissance Office.
Oh, it's so sick. It really
Now
is.
begun the pitchover maneuver.
Wow, 9 people already. Hello, everyone.
All 3 RS-68 engines
As-
look good at this time.
As you see, we have liftoff, which is brilliant. It hasn't gone boom yet. Oh, wow. Look at that. It's just so fast. It really is.
Core booster is now throttling down to the partial thrust level.
Partial thrust. Oh, obviously for...
That core booster
You're
has now
hearing the
reached
voice
the
of
desired
Rob
partial
Kesselman
thrust
providing launch vehicle ascent data.
Well, shut up. We're trying to listen to him. Wow, look at that.
Vehicle is now 3 miles in altitude, 5 miles downrange distance, traveling at a velocity of 1,000 miles per hour.
Damn. That is mental. I'd say their tracking
Engine parameters
shots are
continue
pretty
to look
good.
good at this time. Vehicle is now passing through max Q, maximum dynamic pressure.
Here we go. This is the most likely place
Mach
for it to
1,
go boom.
Delta 4 is now supersonic.
There you go. So this is the place where it could go boom. Oh, the tracking shot. Oh, wow.
Starboard and center RS-68 engine parameters are within the expected operating parameters right now.
Look at that. That's sick. That's such a good shot. We need to see a Falcon Heavy. We need a Falcon Heavy. I think it's meant to be coming up next month. So hopefully, well, the question is, what's going to fly first? Artemis,
The
Falcon
second phase
Heavy,
reaction control
or
system
Starship?
pressurization valve has opened.
I mean, there's more chance of them lot flying than
Delta
Blue
4 now
Origin's
130
New
seconds into
Shepherds.
flight, flying at an altitude of 19 miles, downrange distance of 14
Jeez, look at that. So that's LA, just to the right-hand side.
Delta 4 has gone closed loop guidance. Vehicle body rates are as expected.
Yeah, so that's LA, just down below it now, on the left-hand side. I can remember the point that way.
3
So
minutes remaining in the booster phase of flight.
That's such a weird, like, pattern of flight.
Delta 4 rocket weighs now just 1/2 of what it did at launch, burning propellant at a rate of almost 5,000 pounds per second.
What's that in... I don't know what that is in
1 minute
Freedom
until
units.
port and starboard
Oh,
booster
not in
engine
Freedom
cutoff.
units. In rest of the world units. But it's a hell of a lot.
And all 3 RS-68 engines are showing good performance at this time.
Oh, this is sick. It's such a shame we won't get to see the fairing deploy and all that lot, as it is a military satellite, so they won't show anyone that.
Vehicle body rates are near 0. 30 seconds remaining now until the port and starboard booster engines cut off.
This is mental. Rich kaboom, yeah. But that's the thing, it literally,
And
any
2
second,
minutes
it
remain
could
in
blow
booster
up.
phase of flight. 2 minutes remaining until BECO.
Literally in 45 minutes, I'm starting another stream. Why am I...
Strap-on boosters are now throttling
go.
down to the partial thrust level.
Here we go, we should see
Engine response looks good.
separation in a second.
We've had strap-on
There we
booster
go.
cutoff.
You gotta have your strap-ons come off.
Strap-on separation. The center core RS-68A is now throttling back up to the high power level.
I'm too immature to not find that funny. Oh, does it actually say strap on? Oh, it doesn't. Okay. Oh. That'd have been so funny if it actually said it in the corner. Why all of a sudden I'm going...
The upper stage lock system
funny.
has begun the boost phase chill down sequence to begin thermal conditioning of the RL-10 engine. 1 minute remaining in the booster phase of flight.
Oh, you see the... Did he strap on? Strap
And now the upper stage fuel system has begun the boost phase chill down.
Oh, God. Don't, Rich. It's too funny. Oh. Come on. See, this part's like really weird. It's so...
Core engine chamber pressure continues to look good at this time.
It's such a weird flight profile compared to, like, you know, the Falcon 9 or like any other sort of rocket. It's a really long... It's more like the Chinese Long Mark
Core booster is now
B
throttling
or
down
something
in
like that.
preparation for BECO.
Like the main stage takes it like most of the way there.
And we have BECO booster engine cutoff.
Oh, we've lost video as well. Why have we lost video?
And we have stage separation, successful
man.
separation of the first and second stages.
Oh look, they can see it. Oh, there you go.
We're seeing the nozzle deployment begin on the upper stage engine.
Oh wow. That was cool. Oh, we just took a big dip in viewers. Oh, there's the
We
fairings.
have
Oh, you see it like
ignition on the DCSS.
waving. That's mad.
This is
This
Delta
first burn of
Mission
today's
Control
mission.
at T+6 minutes and 30 seconds. We just heard flight commentator Rob Kesselman confirm the successful completion of the early phase of today's flight, and all systems continue to operate nominally.
Nice.
At this time, we'll end our live coverage. For more information about the Delta IV Heavy rocket, please visit ulalaunch.com or join the conversation on Facebook.
You need
and
a
Twitter.
beer.
I'm
Yeah.
Caroline Kirk.
I've
Thank you
got.
for joining me this afternoon. And before we leave you, let's take another look at the final West Coast Delta IV Heavy launch.
Yeah, that is the last ever one. So,
Trophy ignition.
oh god, they're gonna actually
10,
replay it
Sister start.
T-minus 10.
just to keep the views
9,
coming in.
8, 7,
That's
6,
mad.
5,
Look at the fire. Look,
4,
it's so.
2,
It's so
1,
cool
and
that they do that. Like, it's literally
liftoff of the
on
last West
fire.
Coast United Launch
Engine
Alliance
cooling
Delta
water
IV Heavy rocket carrying NROL-91 for the National Reconnaissance Office.
It is mad. It's such a
Vehicle has now
weird
begun the
rocket.
takeover maneuver.
Alright, well we're gonna stop there. But yeah, it's really cool to see that take off. Obviously last time ever from the West Coast, and then 2 more planned for oh wow. A lot of people were saying it would go boom. Well, I'm sorry, but you're all wrong. It was fine. Technically it still could blow up. Just we wouldn't know about it. But yeah, super cool. Rich, yeah, you need a beer. I've got my Monster, so yeah, I'm happy. And in just under 45 minutes, I will be doing another live stream. We have a Starlink satellites going up from Kennedy Space Center. So yeah, from me, I'm Lee. Fly safe, land safer.